like, oh. Whoops. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey, what's up, blockheads? Welcome to the build portion of the video. If you saw the Mako build, I'm working on better ways of showing a full build where I can show every single block and have a video that isn't 2 hours long. I admit it still needs work, but you gotta start somewhere. In this one, I separate the build from the decaling, and I make a point to show all the settings for the gun timing and servo controls. This is a 699 complexity build. I did my best to make it watchable. And don't forget, if you're enjoying the video, mash that potato button and tell a friend. I'm starting with the core systems, my shields, my stabilizers, all of my RCS thrusters, which I'm making very powerful, by the way. Let's consider that a core trait of Superfly Galactic starships. They strafe faster than they cruise. Once these systems are in place, I'll start on a shape. I'm taking inspiration from the ship Colonial 1 from the modern Battlestar Galactica series. Mostly just the shape of the nose of the ship, as you can see here. You can see I'm using lots of small blocks here in the area around the center of mass of the ship. This is the point all auto aim will target. It needs to be as sturdy as I can afford. You'll also notice my seat is as far from the center of mass as possible, because I don't want to die. To learn more about armor density, check out Project Storm's video. I'll link it in the description. They do a deep dive into armor strategies and what actually works in combat. Check it out. I'm setting up my control systems with no pitch and roll as I do with all my capital ships. This is part of why I require so much power to my RCS. It also gives me excellent control in combat. And in combat, control is everything. There are 6 total stabilizers in here, all at max power. This ship is stiff as a board. Next, I set up my quantum brakes. The rudders will turn on the hinge, and I link that to my reverse thrusters for excellent braking. I lower the power of each rudder and remove any inputs. Be sure to turn steering help all the way down for a quick moving hinge at high speeds. Because you guys know about that, right? Steering help, it makes the hinge move slower the faster your vehicle is going. So if you're going really fast and you do the hinge, it's going to go really slow. So if you turn that down, the hinge will go really fast, even though the vehicle's going fast. There, now you know about steering help. I'm layering the shields to give the core of the ship 2 layers of protection. I'm allowing a few meters of space between layers where I can to hopefully minimize splash damage leaking through. This OR gate controls all of my blaster turrets. They fire when I pull either of my triggers. The servos turn with the corresponding trigger. Right trigger for right broadside, left trigger for left broadside, and both triggers fires the guns without turning the servos for directing fire at my 12 and 6 o'clock. I'm setting up my broadside turrets to form a crossfire, and I'm keeping them both forward of the 90-degree position. This lets me transition a bit quicker from broadside attack to frontal attack with my Gatling blasters. These exhaust pipes are a bit silly, I admit, but they are good at letting me see which way I'm drifting without broadcasting my position and direction of movement to the entire sector. The blaster turrets are tuned for a reduced rate of fire and longer burst before ammo depletion. The Gatling blaster cannon has 10 total mini blasters. I made a point to show the first and last one to fire in the bunch, but it's a little unclear, so here's the timing interval on screen now. And that's a finished Atlas destroyer. Now with a quick wave of my magic greeble, decals. Most of the decals I'm sure are obvious to you, but there's a few that might not register right away, so I'm going to show you those. Alrighty guys, if you're still here watching the video at this point, you are a true blockhead and I appreciate you deeply. Thank you so much for watching and I will catch you in the next one.